Shout out to LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Salute to LTTV in the building, man.
Shout out to brother LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Nobody's LT, and I'm certainly not implying that.
Shout out to LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Salute to LTTV in the building, man.
Shout out to brother LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Nobody's LT, and I'm certainly not implying that.
LT cooking your ass.
LTTV, whatever his channel name is called. I'm sorry for being the dusty. How about that?
If y'all want to keep up with the news and this shit be going on, subscribe to LTTV. That nigga know everything about everything. I ain't gonna lie.
The building inspector for my district does not care for me. And he's doing everything he can to sabotage my school from opening. This is black people blocking us.
Everything, body
Everybody.
parts, everything.
Everything. Head to toe natural in order to be there. Your hair don't have to be natural when you apply to be at the school.
So what had happened was he just got taken back to child support court. Now this post has been deleted.
But your hair better be natural when you show up to work at the school. Or I'm going to shave you bald myself and let you start over with your new growth.
I saw that your school, FDMG
MG.
Academy
Yes.
in Wilmington, Delaware,
Yes.
is complete.
It's been complete since Frederick Douglass's birthday, February 4th. '14th, 2026, and we still don't have a final building inspection or certificate of occupancy because the building inspector for my district does not care for me. And he
Testing. Bullshit ass mic setup. OBS dusting it up.
God damn.
This is pathetic, man. OBS, bro. Learn the rules. We are live, bro. I'm not taking any accountability for this shit.
He did that shit. He guilty as fuck.
All right, let's start it, man. God damn it. OBS for some reason went to default settings. It decided to just default on a nigga randomly mid-show. Had everything set up. I just don't understand what's going on with OBS. But here goes the sabotage. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's redo the starting for clip's sake. Yeah, LTTV, Blunt Talk with LT, back at it with another video. All right, let's get right into this one, chat.
He's doing everything he thinks. And we still don't have a final building inspection or a certificate of occupancy because the building inspector for my district does not care for me.
Now, I said this before, but I was clearly on mute. Now, this motherfucker is posturing as if he is the victim. The building inspector doesn't care for you. So the building inspector is allowed to make his matters personal and take it out on the kid in the schools and the business that it will be operating. This makes no sense. The building operator is going to have some sort of vendetta like you can't get another one to inspect the building. All sorts of excuses. Now, we've heard from Malik Mohammed on an interview, and he sent me an email about a year ago highlighting and lamenting the fact that the building is not ever opening. It's a decrepit old building filled with mold. It's not being up to standard. It's not being up to code. Bro is putting lipstick on a pig and trying to present it to the public. Lying through his teeth with this finesse, because the nicer he can make the school look, the longer he can keep the finesse. Now, what Umar Johnson is doing is absolutely nasty work. Look at this, chat.
Nasty bitch.
Now, Umar Johnson has this some sort of Superman shit cape, but Prince of Pan-Africanism. It's just like, bro, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Survey said. Personally, I feel like that brother needed help.
We need to work. We need to be more focused on these donations.
That's what this is about. We need to be more focused on these donations. It's not a one-time thing. This is a recurring membership. Now, you're going to get the FDMG bronze membership, the silver, the gold, the platinum, the diamond. He's having tears to this shit. And you're going to be recurringly billed for a project that's never opening so he can keep this finesse going while he's getting milked in child support court. That is the main message of this episode, because he's getting cooked in child support court. He posted something on his IG, but it was taken down immediately. So it was a post and delete. The only person that I know that got the footage or got the clip of the picture of what he posted was Coach Greg Adams. Now, I do not watch Coach Greg Adams, but once it popped up on the screen, I had to listen to what he had to say. But we'll get into that shortly. Let's get into this, chat.
He's doing everything he can to sabotage my school from opening. Yeah, they trying to stop black people. This ain't even white folks. This is black people blocking us.
Now it's black people blocking us. He was about to lose the school in the auction, but he paid. He paid last minute. Remember, he said the accounts were frozen, so he had no possible way of paying as he tried to run folks' pockets on that PayPal. Or not, it wasn't even a PayPal because his accounts were frozen. It was like, what was he doing? He did some sort of bullshit-ass fundraiser last minute. But he had the money. He paid $30,000 to retain the school when it was about to be sold in that auction. But he's keeping the finesse alive. There's no plans to open the school. It's just a way of soliciting more donations. Bro has a membership plan going. How do you have a membership plan going for donations? You're just being billed monthly for donations. Tax deductible, FDMG donations. Use it as a, come on, man. What are we doing out here? Now, he's sitting here blaming black folks. Oh, black folks are malicious. Black folks are the reason why the school is not being finished. Meanwhile, he's targeting black folks internationally. Only black people could donate to his funds. White folks would be willing to write a check, and he's like, yeah, no, we can't do it. And I'm like, why? Only scamming your own people and then throwing your own people under the bus?
Does not care for me. And he's doing everything he can to sabotage my school from opening. Yeah, they trying to stop black people. This ain't even white folks. This is black people blocking us.
It's just always something.
Because not only will FDMG be a school for our children, where we're going to specialize in agricultural science, political science, economic science, dietary and nutritional science, science of the black man, woman, and child, and spiritual and astrological science, if I didn't mention that already. The philosophy of Marcus Garvey and Frederick Douglass will be taught as a class. You don't graduate unless you can speak 2 African languages, right? You will have your own business plan.
Get dude off the screen.
Oh, God.
Get dude off the screen, man. Who the fuck is that, nigga?
You are not graduating unless you're able to speak 2 African languages. Sir, are you able to speak 2 African languages? What type of school is this? It just sucks that his children are not going to be able to attend his school because his children are no longer children. Well, one of his children is 15. The other child is not a child anymore, technically 18 years old. So, yeah, your kids aren't going to learn these languages. You're not going to benefit off of any of this, but you're going to, like, this is just ridiculous.
When you graduate, and we will actually finance the first business.
Hold up, Chad. Let me let this play.
Taught as a class. You don't graduate unless you can speak 2 African languages, right? You will have your own business plan when you graduate, and we will actually finance the first business for each of our graduates.
What the hell was that?
Bro, at least make the lies creative. Make them believable slightly. You are going to fund the first business of all these graduates after putting together their business plan, but you can't even fund your own business. How does that work? You're crowdsourcing to run this school. We don't even know how you're going to facilitate the operations. You don't have a board of directors. You don't have a staff. You're going to continuously crowdsource and donate for the staff to pay your... I'm so confused. This is just bullshit, bro. This is bullshit.
Oh, it's Black Power all day. Girls, when we, right? You will have your own business plan when you graduate, and we will actually finance the first business for each of our graduates.
For the man who struggled to pay the HVAC, struggled to get the floor fixed, you're going to finance these businesses. Good luck, buddy.
Oh, it's Black Power all day. Girls, when we open up the girls' school, must be 100.
Now, whenever you see a little jump cut in this video, this is from the uploader. The uploader's channel is So Who Gon' Say It? It's her podcast. These jump cuts are not me. I have not made a single cut to these clips. This is all from her channel.
% natural by nature, or they cannot come to that school of our graduates.
My bad, Chad.
Oh, it's Black Power all day. Girls, when we open up the girls' school, must be 100% natural by nature, or they cannot come to that school.
Okay.
No weave, no wig, no perm, no artificial hair color.
Don't
or
be
hair.
pointing at me talking about weed, because I got you tracks now. Hold on now.
But it's all natural. Head to toe.
Everything. Body parts, everything.
Everything. Head to toe natural in order to be there. Your hair don't have to be natural when you apply to be at the school. But your hair better be natural when you show up to work at the school. Or I'm going to shave you bald myself and let you start over with your new growth.
That's interesting.
If I can't grab it, you can't have it. If it ain't nappy, King Kong ain't happy.
Hey, you make your own rules, and I can't do nothing.
Now, you can come to the school for the events with processing.
Right.
So if you say, I'm coming to the FDMG Fest, you good. But if you say, I want to volunteer
I got options now. I can pull out my tracks and do whatever I want in any way.
Okay, so when you come to FDMG, I want that natural hair. I want it natural.
I respect that. FDMG been in the talks for a minute, a few years.
Yeah, we started raising money in April of 2014. We took our first
April of 2014?
donation in St. Louis, Missouri, trying to raise money to buy the HBCU College St. Paul's in Lawrenceville, Virginia. A whole
Yo, what is going...
black college for $2 million. I went down there. They had the gym, the cafeteria. They had a chapel. They had a infirmary, dormitory. I was in love with it, Queen. $2 million for 118 acres? $2 million! Built by a friend of Booker T. Washington. I couldn't raise the money. The Chinese bought it. We let a Chinese buy a HBCU. So we said, okay, we can't, St. Paul's is over. Let's just start raising money and try to find a regular day school. I came to Chicago. I looked at some of the schools y'all had here. Chicago blocked me, though. The school system in the city blocked me from seeing the good schools. It was a runaround. Detroit, it was a runaround. You follow what I'm saying? I went all over the country. And then one day, 2017, I'm about to go to the Nat Turner War celebration, August 21st, which is my birthday. That's the day the Nat Turner War happened.
You a Leo?
All day long.
I'm a Virgo.
What's your sign?
Virgo.
What's your day? Day.
September 17th. Your
We don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
favorite
You
day.
told me already, the day Harriet Tubman escaped from slavery.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to tell you
I
something.
did not know that.
I'm not being fresh, but I'm going to tell you something. My best women were Virgos.
That's for most men.
Even though astrology says the Virgo is not necessarily compatible with the Leo, I'm telling you, my best women, the ones
Virgos are essential to every man, respectfully.
the women I should have married,
Well,
them 5 I named,
Survey said, get dude off the screen.
Oh, God.
Get dude off the screen, man. Who the fuck is that?
Bro, what the hell are we doing? Talking about these zodiac sign compatibilities. Like, yo, y'all lost the plot. Get back to the point, bro. No one cares about none of this. He keeps talking about the women he hooks up with and is interested in. Meanwhile, he's stuck in child support court. Meanwhile, he's putting together long paragraphs, lengthy paragraphs complaining about the evil vegan and her stepsister-in-law. Or his stepsister-in-law, whatever the fuck's going on. These lengthy paragraphs talking about how it's making it hard for him to see his child. What was the word he used? Entrapment and where was it? Entrapment and other schemes really left me untrusting of the situation. Completely felt like he was set up. All this shit going on in his life with the women he chooses. And these women are lying in court, apparently. According to him, they're lying in court, hiding their income, owning multiple businesses, and milk in his pockets as he's getting rinsed in court. They're looking at the donations. They're looking into his donations as his income. So he's getting... Let's get into it, chat. We'll get into the details. This is bad.
Most of them were Virgos.
Yeah. It's the Virgo effect.
You follow me?
I get
it's
it.
something about y'all with me. It works. Right? Now let me stay focused. Ladies, I'm not flirting. Stay focused. Consciousness over cookies, politics over punani, revolution over romance, black power before the bedroom. Now, with that being said, where were we? I had an 80.
I was saying when it comes to FDMG, I know it was a...
The timeline. So the Chinese bought St. Paul's. So we said we just going to get a regular school. I thought we'd be in Chicago. I thought we'd be in Detroit. I thought we'd be in South Carolina. I went all over the country, right? I used up all my frequent flyer miles on Delta looking for schools. And then 2017 come, right? It's time to go to Nat Turner Land to celebrate the Nat Turner War, August 21st, 2017. If you remember, that was the Great North American Eclipse. Remember that big eclipse? You could see it from coast to coast? August 17th. I'm on LoopNet because I found most of my properties on LoopNet, and this school pops up in Wilmington, Delaware. And it looks kind of modern. I drive by the school. I say, wow, this school is modern. It was built just in like 2007, 2008. The school is young. You follow me? Because if we're in the school ain't even 20 years old yet. So anyway, they wanted $2 million. I couldn't afford that. We only had $500,000, right? That was August of 2017. I bugged them for a year and a half. Bugged them. And then finally in February of 2019, they said, give us what you got. You can have the school.
Give us what you got is crazy.
Which is the $500,000. You feel me? That's what we paid for it. Now check this out. We don't have one school. We got two. We got the high school and the elementary. They face
Did the numbers... okay.
each other on Dr. Umar Boulevard. Right?
Okay.
That's what I'm going to call it.
This episode of So Who Go Say It was brought to you by Complex Studios. That's right, Complex Studios is the number.
Once again, this is called Who Gonna Say It, and you're not gonna say it. You're the host. You're just allowing this guy to just lie through his teeth and babble on. Damn, man. We skipping that ad. We ain't getting paid. Get this complex bullshit out of here.
So, we bought a school. It took us 5 years to buy the school.
Okay.
In my opinion, that is not a long time. It's a school building, and we got 4 buildings and 2 schools. We own the whole block.
Right.
5 years. That's no issue. It took us from 2019 to 2026, right? 7 years to get it up and running. Why? Because we kept getting scammed by.
It's still not up and running. It didn't take you 7 years to get it up and running. It's 7 years in pending, sir. 7 years in progress. End date still nowhere near in sight. What are we talking about? What is this revisionist history of current events? How are we doing that? How are we revising something that is still going on? You still haven't opened the school. You still haven't hired anybody. You still haven't passed inspections.
Black contractors. They took our deposits. They didn't finish their money. We got done dirty, Queen. We lost a lot of money trusting our own people to take care of us, and they didn't.
Yeah.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
They took our deposits. They didn't finish their money. We got done dirty, Queen. We lost a lot of money trusting our own people to take care of us, and they didn't.
Yeah, it be like that.
The school should. I'm gonna tell you like this. If
Unfortunately, it's like
I was a Mexican, if I was Dr. Umar, a Mexican, with my credentials and my
it would have
expertise,
been done.
that school would have been done the first year.
Yeah.
If I was a
Hell no! Trash ass nigga.
What are you trying to say, sir? You just trying to throw blackness under the bus while trying to be the prince of Pan-Africanism? Because you're black, you're suddenly inferior in black people in America. The FBA can't facilitate opening a school when Jalen Rose, LeBron James, and various others, even Lord Jamar's uncle, opened one with relative ease, sir. So you're blaming the black contractor. You're blaming the black inspector for not inspecting your school because he has a vendetta against you, so that's why it's not opening. Meanwhile, the entire school was funded by the black community while you continuously finesse.
Jew, it would have been done the first year. If I was Chinese, it would have been done first year. If I was Arab, it would have been done first year. If I was a South Asian Indian, it would have been done the first year. You know why I took a 7? Because we black. And guess what? Not only would it have been done the first year, guess what? I would not have had to pay any of the people who fixed it. Do you feel me? The Mexican said, this is for our kids. You hold that money for the school. We're going to do this on GP.
Yeah.
Nobody did shit for free. And most of them scammed us. And do you know how we finished all the renovations, Queen? I woke up one day and said, you're going to have to bring white people in here to finish this work. Because if you keep on depending on your own people, you will never finish the school.
And did that happen?
Yes, the white people came in and they finished it up in about a year or 2.
So
Black people took me 5 years and didn't finish. The white people did it in 2.
Okay. So because
Sorry, chat. We're going to have to listen to the last 10 seconds all over again.
And did that happen?
Yes, the white people came in and they finished it up in about a year or 2.
So
Black people took me 5 years and didn't finish. The white people did it in 2.
Okay. So because
yes,
of
I
that,
had to pay them, and they overcharged me, but they finished.
So because of that, and because of situations like
Now, the ability to complete a task to finality is somewhat the meaning of competence. He's basically shitting on black people's competence, saying they're a bunch of incompetent dusties that can't finish a job that they're getting paid money for and they're running off with the bag. Very disrespectful, throwing your community under the bus when you couldn't facilitate something. So you're getting backlash from your community for finessing, running up their pockets, constantly begging with these donations for something that's not going anywhere. Instead of being accountable, you're gaslighting now, and you're pointing your finger at the people that were supposed to contractors, the black people that you paid. Now it's everybody else's fault and not your own. This is pathetic, man.
the bunny in the beginning that saved you in a drowning, do that make you feel any type of grace when it comes to the white people.
I think you're missing my perspective on white people. First of all, the contractors who helped us finish the school, that was fee for services business.
It's still business. Yeah,
You follow me?
I get
They
it.
finished, but it was business. The snow bunny who saved me, that was personal. She saved me as an individual, right? And I'm thankful. If she came to me tomorrow
A snow bunny saved him? What is he talking about?
and say, hey, I'm the girl who saved you 30 years ago. Thank you very much. If I could ever do anything for you to repay you for what you did saving my life, God saved my life through you. If I can repay you, you let me know. You follow me?
What if she wants to audition to be a wife?
She not getting bent over.
You ain't
I don't
cracking
bend over
under
snow
no
bunnies.
circumstance.
No pale vagina for the prince.
I get it.
Now, when I say black men,
Sir, we're supposed to take you serious as an educator. Why do you keep, bro?
gotta stay with black women, that ain't personal. That's about the survival of African people. That's about loving my black. Do you think we'd be in the position we in if hate could help? Hate don't heal.
I get it.
Hate don't heal. Love heals. If a black man is motivated to destroy white supremacy because he hates white people, as we said earlier, but he don't love black people, he useless. I don't want to fight with people who just hate racism. I want to fight with people who love black people. Because guess what happens? After you defeat racism, if you still got that hate in your heart, you're going to start hating your own people. You see that? I want people who love black people, not people who hate white folks. I don't think you should hate anybody. It's wasted energy.
No, he's absolutely right about that. You even see that in YouTube streets. If you see a group, if you see a sector on YouTube that people build a commonality of hating another sector of YouTube, those people that built a common ground on hating folks, those people don't last nothing. They can never build anything because it's just hatred. There's no common no common love. There's no real building with that. It's just a bunch of hateful people, and the hate does turn on itself, and that absolutely does happen. But what does that have to do with the school not being open, bruh?
I don't hate nobody.
What's something that stands out, that's going to stand out at FDMG school that doesn't stand out at a traditional school?
First of all, it's Pan-Africanist centered. Second of all, we're dealing with agricultural science, military science, political science, economic science, spiritual science, and the science of the black family in elementary school. Show me a school doing that anywhere on the planet.
Are we gonna do Lord Jamar flat Earth science?
Can we talk about crepuscular rays for a second?
Period.
And you know what the secret weapon of FDMG is that no school got? No school got. The black history teacher is Dr. Umar Ifatunde. They get me in the class. I ain't just the principal. I'm the political science teacher, the African spirituality teacher, and the black history teacher.
Nigga, you gotta go.
The fuck is wrong with you?
And this is why this guy's not gonna hire a staff. He's gonna be the principal, 3 teachers. But bro, come on, man. At some point, you just feel ridiculous reacting to this shit. Even breaking it down with any type of logic. It's like, bro, are you serious?
Once your son sit in that seat in front of me for one day, he gonna be black queens forever, snow bunnies never for the rest of his life.
I don't give a fuck.
Yes, ma'am.
So I want to know, what's something that you don't give a fuck about at all?
What people think about me. I'm telling you, I have literally almost gotten into fights because I didn't care what someone thought about me.
What?
I'm telling you, I have literally almost gotten into fights because I didn't care what someone thought about me.
Again!
I'm telling you, I have literally almost gotten into fights because I didn't care what someone thought about me.
So you almost got into a fight because you didn't care. So someone thought something about you and say, hey, I don't care, whatever. How does that lead to an almost fight That is where I am lacking the ability to compute this. This makes zero sense to me. Somebody has an opinion about you, you don't care, you almost get into a fight. You gotta tie this story together. I don't understand.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like literally.
Well, Joe, she is just a yes man. You know what I mean? Yeah. How do you know what he means? What are you talking about?
Literally, I am so unbothered. I wasn't always that way. You know, because as Leos, we tend to care what people think, right? But my enemies and all the slander I went through around FDMG and all the slander I went through about people claiming I didn't have my degrees, even though I proved them, wrong and all of that, all the slander, everything I've ever been about, people tried to say I wasn't. You don't have the degrees. You're not related to Frederick Douglass. He ain't building no school. Just everything was a lie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I got to the point where I just felt the need to stop trying to defend myself and just show and prove to myself.
How did you get started?
Where I just felt the need to stop trying to defend myself.
Okay, so you don't care what people think, but you could chronicle the thought process of the people as you were doing various acts in your career. So you're well aware of what they were thinking. You were defending yourselves at one point, but you didn't care what they think. Umar Johnson forgets that I was there throughout the drama he had with quote unquote struggle streamers. I was one of them, where he was offended by everything we were saying and he was crashing out and he was putting up these videos and taking them down and we were reacting to them and running up a bag.
I'm getting rich.
Dude forgets. I'm very confused how he forgets how he was very disturbed, constantly crashing out, putting out various long paragraphs on IG, doing IG lives, caring about what people think.
And just show and prove to myself.
How did you
And then you have to show and prove to yourself. So clearly you were bothered.
get started?
How did I get started? It started for me in the 4th grade, George Meade Elementary School, North Philly. We had a Black History class. It wasn't mandatory for the district. It was only in our school. I don't know how that happened. But after my parents divorced, we relocated back to Philadelphia from North Carolina. I go to Meade Elementary. There's a mandatory Black History class, 4th and 5th grade.
Okay.
That was my introduction to Black consciousness. It was also my introduction to public speaking. There was a Black History Month oratorical contest. I entered both years, 4th and 5th, won first place both years, 4th and 5th. I never shut up since. Now, the next year, my father takes me to my first family reunion, Baltimore, Maryland. We're walking in the back of a church. This is still 6th, 7th grade. We're walking in the back of a church, and I see all this Frederick Douglass memorabilia, his hat, his shoes, his Bible, his clothes. And of course, I know who he is from Black History class. So I asked my father, why is all this Frederick Douglass stuff at the family reunion here in Baltimore? And he said, because you're related to him. And it was that day that I found out my 4 times great-grandfather, Stephen Henry Bailey, a Civil War veteran, was first cousins and half-brothers with Frederick Douglass. Their mothers were both raped by the slave master who owned our family, which made them half-brothers, but those 2 mothers were sisters. And if you read Frederick Douglass's autobiography, he talks about cousin Stephen. That's my 4 times great-grandfather. So when I found out I was related to Frederick Douglass, that just really gave me a sense of legacy, loyalty, and leadership. And I'll never forget that family reunion because we were staying at the Days Inn Hotel. I jumped in the deep end of the pool because I wanted to overcome my fear, almost drowned, and a white woman, a snow bunny, swum her ass over to the Prince of Pan-Africanism. I saw 2 big white titties. I grabbed them, and I'm still alive today. Black power!
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Also,
clip it, nigga.
And a white woman, a snow bunny, swum her ass over to the Prince of Pan-Africanism. I saw 2 big white titties. I grabbed them, and I'm still alive today. Black power! I said black power!
and the chat is saying,
Lie!
followed by,
Fucking
And we have more of...
It's a total fabrication.
Yo, the chat is going off. The chat is saying...
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
I don't know who bro is lying to, but...
Wow.
A white woman
I wasn't
saved
ready for that. So you mean to tell me that a snow bunny saved you at
my
some
life.
point?
And if she knew it was going to be me, she might have let me drown. But God bless her soul.
So, oh,
True
I wasn't
story.
ready for that.
True story.
So a snow bunny saved you.
Yes, she did.
Would you ever save a snow bunny?
Of course.
Why was the snow bunny at the family reunion, sir? I thought it was black queens forever, snow bunnies never.
I would save any member of the human family. I just don't support interracial dating, mating, or marriage because black men should be with black women. Only one out of y'all of 4 will ever get married. 25% marriage rate for black women. How are you going to rebuild the black community on a 25% marriage rate for black women? How are black boys going to become inspired and motivated to commit their life to a black queen if he don't see older black men doing the same? So when you hear me...
Meanwhile, he has 2 baby mothers and he didn't marry a single one of them. And that's why his pockets are getting rinsed in child support court. So I don't understand this speech. You're not leading by example. You're leading by bullshit.
You say black queens forever, snow bunnies never. That is not a rejection of the white woman. She's still a woman. It is a love and a loyalty to my own. So what I say to black men is, why do you need to go over there when you could get one of ours? If you want chocolate, we got chocolate. If you want caramel, we got caramel. If you want butter almond, we got butter almond. If you want butter pecan, we got butter pecan. If you want cinnamon, if you want nutmeg, if you want buttercream, if you want butterscotch, if you want lemon, we got every flavor you can savor.
Meanwhile, you're not married to any black woman.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Black queens forever. Snow
I
bunnies
get it.
never.
I respect that. I'm glad you said that. Because recently I had a conversation with one of my homegirls, and she was saying to me, right, we was down at my crib and we was kicking it, and I have friends from all different races. I do. And one of my closest friends, she is white. I met her in a shelter that I used to live in.
Understood.
I used to live in a domestic violence / homeless shelter back in the day. Her name Amanda, and some of my friends just be looking at her like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Because she white and I get it or whatever. So I was saying to her, because she is, because I'm pro-black too, but I'm not anti anything.
I agree with that.
I'm pro-human.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm pro-character.
Yes, ma'am. I agree with that. My only caveat would be, do you have a loyalty to your own race above and beyond anyone else? Because my issue is when I hear African people say, I don't have an issue with other branches of the human family. That's fine. But do you have a loyalty to your own above and beyond everyone else? Because one of the reasons we're dead last, politically, socially, and economically in this country is because we don't put ourselves first. We should still be first, even with everything you said being true. 2 things can be true at the same time, but we should still count in your heart before anyone else. Charity starts at home, and God made us black, and black people got to be loyal to black people before we loyal to anyone else. It changes nothing you said. We just have to make sure we are the priority for ourselves.
I respect that.
Meanwhile, in his personal life with the black women that he procreated with, he's putting out these lengthy paragraphs. Approximately 2 months ago, I received a telephone call from a friend of the evil vegan. I don't know the woman, but she expressed that my daughter was ready to reconnect with her father. So this evil vegan is one of his baby mothers, and he gives her a nickname, an evil vegan. So this black woman that he loves so much is an evil vegan. Brother, After making it clear that she should have never been disconnected from her father in the first place, I expressed a desire to reestablish the relationship. We decided to meet within a week or 2. When the day came, I asked the woman, heretofore referred to as auntie. The fuck? Heretofore referred to her as auntie, whatever. What? Wait, hold up. Wait, did you just change her name? Man. Yo, this shit is stupid as hell. When you read this dumb shit, I'm just gonna leave this on the screen so y'all could come back to this, pause this, and go down through this, because I'm not even gonna read this. As you go through this, this is some bullshit. This is so dumb. This is this man making nicknames for everybody and bitching about not being able to see his 15-year-old daughter because he chose a bitter baby mother to have that child with. We're gonna go through the case in a second when we bring up Coach Greg Adams' clip, because he posted and deleted it. There's nowhere else for me to grab this right now, currently, pause, other than, yeah, y'all see it on the screen. It's fucking word vomit. I was trying to get through that. I'm like, man, if you don't, and this is an educator, ridiculous. Now, he had a post and delete. The only person I seen it from was Coach Greg Adams' stream, and I'm like, I have to get this content because it's in relation to his child support court case. Now, we're gonna finish this video and get to it.
So in the conversation that I had with Amanda, she was saying, I don't see why, and I get it, because she grew up totally different than I did. I grew up different. I lived a lot of different places. I went to a lot of different schools. Understood. So I understand how that go. So I was saying to her, just in all honesty, from my experience, not speaking from my sons or my mothers or my ancestors, I was saying how most of the hurt, and this is how I feel.
Yes, ma'am.
Most of the hurt that I received from being robbed, from having my house broken into, from heartbreaks, from having my car shot up, came from my own people.
But that's true for all people. So I want to validate your pain and your experience, right? So this is the psychologist in me, right? You're correct in what you said. I just want you to zoom out and realize that most people's pain comes from their in-group.
Wasn't she in a shelter? Wasn't she in some hard living conditions? When you are like, when people say these type of things, if you're growing up in the gutter, you're growing up in the hood, you're growing up in an impoverished, desolate area with it doesn't have to be desolate, but it has to be poverty. You're growing up in a troubled area. Shit happens. You rob, shot at, all. Yeah, that's what happens when you grow up in the hood. You're growing up in poverty. Now grow up in a rich black area with a bunch of affluent families, and you tell me your experience mirrors what you grew up in a fucking shelter and then in the hood and all these. Like, come on, man. It's ridiculous.
So most white people's pain come from white people.
Right.
Most Arabs
because that's who I deal with the most.
Exactly,
my own people.
Right?
So it's not just
exactly. So what happens is when I hear African people say that, I just want them to put it in context of the fact it's not that your people are worse or better than anyone else. It's just that most people will suffer at the hands of their own people because your everyday life is lived around your own people.
Exactly. And that's the point that I was making. But I was saying that to say it doesn't make me just angry at even my black people. Like, I don't look at my own people like because that happened, I'm just angry at my own people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't make me feel like I'm just angry at another race as well. So I was just having...
I'm so confused. What was the point of saying any of this?
I agree with that. And I would add to that because somebody asked me this the other day. And I'm sure we'll get into it further in the conversation. But this is what I said. I said black people are angry right now with everything going on. From the redistricting to Carmelo to Cyrus, everything, right? To the Kevin Hart Netflix roast, everything. And I said that I hope this is not just another temporary temper tantrum. Because we always have a riot, but it never evolves into a revolution. Exactly. So when Trayvon Martin was murdered...
A temporary temper tantrum. I remember Dr. Umar Johnson on various podcasts screaming at the top of his lungs, pissed. Even on this podcast, there's a clip of him going off about the Carmelo Anthony situation. So he's leading the storm, and then he's talking about these things like, come on, bro, like... Have some self-awareness. You're the person that's always leading these people to try to feel this way.
We were angry at the system. We had a riot. Michael Brown, Freddie Gray, Philando Castile, Amir Locke, Sandra Bland, Sonia Massey, Tamir Rice, right? And now we have Cyrus, Carmack, Belton, and Carmelo.
Yes,
So
I'm glad you brought that up because I
Right.
want to talk about that.
So people say, well, Dr. Umar, do you think we're finally ready now? No, we're not. Because how is this any different?
I don't understand why Carmelo Anthony is in the same bracket as all these other folks that he named, the Sandra Blands, the Ahmaud Arbery's, the I don't even know if he mentioned George Floyd, but like the Carmack, Belton, I keep forgetting these motherfuckers' names. All these people, they weren't all men. Sandra Bland was a woman. They were all killed. There was all some injustice by a police or a store clerk in the Rick Chow, Carmack Belton case. But like Carmelo Anthony killed somebody. It was a trial that they're like, oh yeah, you got the short end of the stick. Folks pointed out that his lawyers were dog shit. He got fucked over by his attorneys. But then also lamented that it was racism and the jury was all white. But I'm like, your lawyers were dog shit, bro. We pointed that we make comparisons of other cases and other people getting better deals or lesser time, manslaughter instead of murder charges. And I'm like, your lawyers were dog shit. We're not gonna erase that fact. And you killed somebody. I know people are enraged, but I don't put him in the same light as the other folks. These people lost their lives. He killed somebody. He had a knife at a track meet. It is what it is. Folks are very mad at that, but it's not the same. I don't think it's the thing to champion. And then when you have all these channels grifting it, man, I'm calling these folks out. I don't give a fuck. You have all these channels grifting it with all these phantom witnesses that were witnesses to the Carmelo Anthony stabbing Austin Metcalf, witnesses to Carmelo Anthony allegedly getting rushed, jumped by these folks or what not happened. But I'm like, were you a witness at the trial? Did you speak up at the trial for the jury to listen to your testimony? Why are all these witnesses coming out of the woodwork online to grift it up for these views? But it's not culminating into anything. Where was all this bullshit and all this wave when the man was going through the trial? All this fake hustle happening after to grift some views and some super chats. I'm like, yo, this is some nasty work, but it is what it is. Folks are doing it. Folks are buying into it. There's a lot of folks that are up in arms. It is what it is. Let's get into the rest of this. The fuck, man?
Different than the reaction we had during any of those previous deaths or previous.
See, he's talking about previous deaths. Carmelo Anthony he's not in that group.
Do you think we're finally ready now? No, we're not. Because how is this any different than the reaction we had during any of those previous deaths or previous convictions or Hurricane Katrina, right? Which is 21 years ago. And we had that, and you would think black people were ready to finally change their reality. We were not, because we're motivated by anger. Don't ever confuse a black person motivated by anger with a black person motivated by love. Let me give you an example. You're motivated by love. I'm motivated by anger, hypothetically, right? So as long as I'm under the influence of that emotion, I'm gonna do whatever needs to be done. You got me? But the minute my emotions calm down, the minute that anger dissipates, so does my motivation. The reason why we don't get more done as a people is we're only motivated while we're angry at the government, while we're angry at white society, while we're angry at the...
No, he's right about that, because the boycotts, when you point at the boycotts, okay, black folks are getting disrespected. We're not standing for that. Nobody is. I ain't standing for that shit. We're not getting disrespected. We're not spending our money at these motherfuckers that are disrespecting us, treating us like shit, shooting us in their motherfucking stores when we haven't stole anything. Those type of strong boycotts, yeah, it's reactionary. It's, oh, we're angry at something. What happened to setting up the businesses and the infrastructure where we don't have to be subjected to other communities, where we're supporting our own? It's always reactionary. So he is right about that.
Power structure, right? So you see us real busy for a couple weeks while we're angry.
It just fades.
Because you wasn't motivated by love. Now, if you're motivated by love, you don't need to be angry to work for your people. You don't need to be upset to make a change. You see that? It is consistent because it's coming from your heart, not your emotions. Black people need to be motivated by love, not anger at the government, because that's temporary. Anger is temporary, but love is a state of mind that will carry you all the way through to the fulfillment of the agenda. So what I'm seeing right now with Cyrus and Carmelo, I see a lot of anger. It's righteous indignation. So it's not misplaced, but that is not going to sustain us. We need something more permanent. It got to come from a love for black people. This is why we're so reactionary, Queen. If you notice the government does something, we react, right? They did this, we react. They did that, we react. Why are we the only people in this country who are not pro-actionary? If you look at Chinese, Arabs, Jews, they do what's right for their people. They don't need nobody to hurt them in order to think about what they should do. You see that? We got to get hurt. And then we start saying, should we do something for ourselves? Because we are reactionary. It takes love to be pro-actionary. So until we move from anger to love, this is nothing but a riot. It's not a revolution.
I guess he loves finessing his own community. I guess he loves running up a bag on his own people and then throwing them under the bus, talking about the blacks were incompetent and he paid the whites. They overcharged, but they got it done. Nigga.
All right, bullshit. So what had happened was he just got taken back to child support court. Now this post has been deleted. Shout out.
Now I do not watch Coach Greg Adams and his shit normally. I'm just gonna keep it a stack. I don't know what's going on with dude. I just know that he reported on this and I can't find it anywhere else because Umar Johnson did the post and delete. So let's get into this clip.
To the Working Man, I think it's the Working Man's podcast that had this on his show. He's
the Working Man. Okay, so I could have got it from the Working Man's podcast, but it is what it is. I didn't find it from that. I found it here, so let's watch it.
Gang member, and here it is right here. All right, this is one of the posts that he made, and he has since removed this post. Okay, now he has 3 paragraphs here, but of course the caption, he deleted one of the paragraphs because, well,
Yep, as I suspected, almost the same shit as the other paragraph, because he put up this paragraph complaining about what might happen as he has child support court around the corner. He was trying to meet up with his daughter, but they were making it very difficult for him to meet up with his daughter, the 15-year-old one. Now, in the beginning of this paragraph, if y'all can see it in this very tiny font, it said, I had a child support modification hearing today featuring the evil vegan. So the evil vegan is the baby mother. I don't know why he keeps with these nicknames and this weird shit.
Oh, he was doxing the people involved in this one. And this is after he came back from child support court. So let's see what had happened.
Yikes. So he was pulling an ABBA and doxing his enemies. Damn.
Weirdo. And you see the name, Dr. Umar Johnson. You see the blue check, so this is legitimate. And he says right here, I had a child support modification hearing today featuring the evil vegan. Well, the evil vegan is one of the pro-black women that he had a baby with. And he has nicknames for them. He says she walked into the hearing wearing a hot fluorescent pink abaya and hijab. Okay, women are going to act funny when they walk into court and dress like a victim. Completely covered from head to toe, save for her face. I wasn't aware she had accepted Islam, which is perfectly fine, or maybe she was just covering up her hair replacement surgery she recently had in the Middle East, probably Turkey, so it couldn't become a topic of discussion at the child support hearing. All right. So, and by the way, we think child support is evil. I think child support is evil. It's not used for what it's intended to do, and women use it as revenge. All right, more likely women use it as revenge, even if it's a small amount. They're using it to drag you to the system of the white man. So I'm not making fun of Dr. Umar here. I believe he's being victimized in this situation, and he's being a victim of parental alienation by these evil women. But it said
the parental alienation is evident. We've seen that with the last baby mother. He was in the child's life until she was 13. And paying child support, and then he was alienated, and then his daughter turned into a crash out, and she was on World Star, and she was getting in fights, getting mopped. I'm like, damn, this is the result of your leadership, Umar Johnson, but he also dealt with the parental alienation because he's picking these baby mothers that he's giving various nicknames and pretty much highlighting their behavior as dusty behavior in various posts if you listen to him speak about them at length long enough. That's redundant. Length long enough.
Oh! Unfortunately, too many women are using Islamic garb for non-Islamic purposes. Having been raised Muslim, this was the first time in my life I saw a hot fluorescent pink hijab. It says right here, looking.
Yeah, that's probably the most American thing I've ever seen. What do you mean a hot fluorescent pink hijab? hot fluorescent pink hijab in the same sentence? That like what?
Like a bright pink.
Yo, what am I talking about? What am I talking about?
Stay off the weed.
As I'm describing it and thinking it, no, I've seen that many times. Many times, actually.
Highlighter. She and her attorney proceeded to lie about her income, completely denying the rental property she owns with her brother, the 2 daycare centers, and 2 restaurants she owns with her mother. Well, here's the problem, Dr. Umar. Unfortunately, her income is not up for grabs. Okay, so whatever she makes is not a part of the child support hearing, although we might believe it should be.
Wait,
What?
what part of the game is that? When has that ever been a thing? You always have to account for how much both parties makes. That's how you. What? Wait, what part? What is he talking about?
It really is not one of the primary reasons they're there. They're there for your income, and more than likely, she believes your income trumps her income, even though she has allegedly 2 daycares and 2 restaurants, and she owns a restaurant with her brother. You have to prove that.
Yeah, you have to prove that, but the courts prove. Whoa, what is he talking about? What is he talking about? This whole speech, right? Wait.
More than likely, she believes your income trumps her income.
Believes your income trumps her income. That would be up to the courts to determine as they go through both filings of the income statements. And that will determine how much that he would pay towards child support, because basing it off of the life that he has with the child in relation to the life that she has with the child. What type of living conditions is she dealing with living with Umar Johnson opposed to dealing with the baby mother? That all comes into the factor. Both incomes, both living situations, all of these things are assessed.
Even though she has allegedly 2 daycares and 2 restaurants, and she owns a restaurant with her brother, you have to prove that. And unfortunately, you don't have the ability. You showed up to the goddamn child support hearing trying to run your mouth. And of course, you got filleted like a fish fillet. But her income is not vital or important. If it was vital and important, you can file a modification and go through her.
What the fuck is bro talking about? Bro, what do you... This was a child support modification hearing, sir. What are you talking... What...
Laid like a fish fillet. But her income is not vital or important.
It is vital and important to determine how much she needs to compensate for the difference in income when raising this child. What are you talking? Do I got to pull up a child support court case right now so we can actually see how the fuck it works? Like, what are we doing out here?
Was vital and important. You can file a modification and go through her expenses with a fine-tooth comb. All right, but this is going to affect a lot of guys.
File a modification. You can go through her expenses with this is a modification, sir. It's a modification. This is a modification hearing.
Now, he says if you're only a daycare employee, and by the way, you can only be, if you have an LLC or an S Corp, you can still own the place and be an employee of it, right? If you actually have it filed a certain way. If you're only a daycare employee, let's make this larger. That's what she said. Okay. She didn't say that to me, though. Right? She said I wrecked her and she needed a timeout. Okay. It says right here, she called me the girth master, CGA. All right. That's what she called me out here.
Your third leg was just phenomenal.
If you're only a daycare employee,
stick together.
Pause. How were you able to pay for your flight to the Middle East for your hair transplant? Her and her attorney put on a masterclass on how to lie to the court, completely denying all income. By the way, when you go to court, they're going to accuse you of lying and hiding money. But she's going to go in there and lie 100%. Okay? So be prepared for that. I don't care if you Dr. Umar, Dr. Strange, nigga, or Dr. Kevorkian, or Dr. whoever.
No, the shit that this guy said, that wasn't him reading. That was him adding. That was him ad-libbing his own shit where he was talking about third leg and girth master or whatever the fuck bullshit he was talking about. That was Coach Greg Adams going off script. Giving himself a pause. Let me just move on, man.
Just going there, she going in there to lie. On the other hand, they went through my expenses with a fine-tooth comb because that's why you're there. They're there for that. They filed a motion for you to bring your receipts, your tax.
Is this guy like Manosphere or Red Pill? Is he a Manosphere or Red Pill content creator? Well, he's Coach Greg Adams. I guess he's a relationship coach. That's like a different wing on YouTube. But it's like heavily slanting to men are the victims now, because he's framing it as in only you would be looked at in your finances, and she can lie through her teeth in court when it's blatantly obvious she's lying, and she's going to get away with it because the courts are only there to target the man.
Tax returns, nigga, your bank accounts. Okay. On cross-examination, her black feminist attorney asked me about the Breakfast Club interviews, upcoming lectures in Detroit, Newark, London, Cincinnati, and Nat Turner Land, not sure where that is, who is paying for my flights, meals, etc. Okay, so they want to know, she knows you got some money. And if she has primary custody, her expenses or income is irrelevant. This was absolutely crazy coming from a woman who has denied me access to my child her entire life. Well, there you go. So you don't have custody. You don't have a custody arrangement. She's parental alienating you. You about to get cooked. We talked about this as a progressive step.
No, he's not about to get cooked. He absolutely got cooked. This is him coming to the internet crying to us after the fact. This is after the court hearing. This is why all the details are here. She lied about the cost of the tuition to the white school. Okay, so now you're crying about a white school. Oh, she lied about the tuition price to the white school. Bro, if you had opened your school, you wouldn't be here being a victim.
You're a victim.
Here we go, CSI.
To literally fillet your ass. She lied about the cost of tuition at the white school.
And a whole host of other things, please.
Of other things. So your kid doesn't go to the Frederick Douglass Academy for black kids. So your own kids can't go to your school. Your own kids go to the White Devil Slave Master School. But you want your other black queens to send they nigga kids to your Frederick Douglass Academy.
If they're nigga kids? Yo, who is this nigga, man? Who is this guy, man?
Get dude off the screen.
Oh, God.
Get dude off the screen, man. Who the fuck is that, bitch?
Yo, is he from the white manosphere? He talks like Rollo Tomasi or one of them niggas. He don't talk like a black manosphere nigga. He talks like one of them white manosphere niggas.
Oh! Interesting. You can't even get your own kids into the school. Let's continue. She told the whole hearing officer that I had threatened her safety. We told you they're going to use that. So she couldn't tell me where my daughter attends school. Okay. So there it is right there. He's going to kidnap my daughter. She doesn't feel safe. You don't have a court. You don't have a...
Okay, so I'm perplexed here. She lied about the cost of the tuition at the white school, but also she couldn't tell me where my daughter attends school. So you're paying the tuition at this white school. You know it's a white school because you know the school, but you also don't know the school she attends because the hearing officer, or she told the hearing officer that you threatened her safety, so she wouldn't tell you. All right, continue.
Court record of custody. Yep. She got you. She got you, gentlemen. All right, and this is how it happens.
Gotcha, bitch.
I'm not celebrating this. We're all victims of this. But these are your black queens never, right? I mean, these are your black queens forever.
My whole thing is, that's the whole point. Shout out to Jay the Informant. How do you know she lied about the cost if you don't know the cost? So you must know the cost. But it's a white school, so you know the cost. So how do you know the cost of the tuition at the school if you don't know the school? How do you know it's a white school if you don't know the school? How do you know the cost if you don't know the school? How do you know she lied about the cost if you don't know the real cost? None of this shit makes sense.
And he says, huh? When was this? Today. Really? Where's the police report and restraining order? She's working on it. You really think I don't know where my child attends school? Stalking. I don't even communicate with this woman. Absolutely insane. Guys, I've been through all of this shit. Not all of this, but yeah. This is how it works. And this is what happens when you have kids in America and you get married. I don't think he married any of these women, but he has a kid and she using that kid to get his ass. I'm just letting you know.
Gotcha, bitch.
It says right here, they have not petitioned the judge to demand me to produce receipts on my income. I think they meant now. Oh, yeah, he did say that. They have now petitioned the judge to demand me to produce receipts of my income while she and her attorney lied about hers. Let me stop right there. That's called a demand for production. I've talked about that for many years. This is a violation of your civil rights and violation of your whole.
Well, one of his kids are 15 years old. One of them is, why am I saying, I said 18 and 15. I butchered the other one's age. That other one turned 18 a while ago. And we did the breakdown of that when she got into the fight that was on World Star. His other one's an adult. She's in her 20s now, I believe. And the youngest one is 15.
Goddamn working career where they gonna make you produce credit card statements, tax returns, receipts, any purchase over $1,000. Anytime you gifted a woman or a man over $1,000, what gifts those were. This is a humiliation ritual of relationships. And yes, they're making you do it and you will do it. I won't say you won't tell the truth, but that's the case. They're going to make you produce something. And even if you produce something, they're still going to say you're hiding it. And it says, my daughter has been asking to see me and she has been denied all contact, even telephone calls. It's what women do, bruh. The princess of Pan-Africanism, because he's the prince of Pan-Africanism. I'm assuming the daughter is the princess of Pan-Africanism, but that's not how that works, nigga. You either the king and she's the princess, but if you're the prince and she's the princess, sounds incestual. But the princess.
That's right. That doesn't. He's right about that. That doesn't make sense. She can't be the princess if you're the prince because that would be incestual.
Of Pan-Africanism will be 18 in 3 years. Just how long does she plan to deny her child her father? The entire time till she's 18. I thought she would be more mature at this stage in her life. You thought wrong, nigga. Guys, I'm just letting you know, guys. You guys think women are going to be mature. You think they're not going to play games. You think they're not going to be the queen of petty. You thought wrong.
Gotcha, bitch.
You thought wrong. And it says right here, I thought she would be more mature at this stage in her life. This is when they say women are more mature when they age. False. They're more manipulative. They learn how to do it in an adult way and gaslight you and make you go Donkey Kong on the internet, which he has deleted it. And she uses the system to play the petty games. They're not no more mature. Women aren't more mature as they age. They know how to hide their bullshit. And it says right here, if anyone in Philly can help me access information about her business and rental properties for the upcoming child support hearing, please do get in contact with me. These two miserable women want me penniless, perhaps. They do. They want to break your ass and humiliate you in the process. That's why they got you in the white man's court. And anybody listening to me saying otherwise, just let you know that this is the system. And she says, perhaps the hot pink outfit was cooking her brain yesterday in the family court. So he got in the family court. I'm telling you, brothers, they don't care who you are, man. They will get your ass. And dude, nobody's going to tell outfit was cooking her brain yesterday in the family court.
My bad, Chad. I just want to see the post in full real quick.
So he got in the family court.
Yeah, because there was a portion in which they were speaking about the various streams of income that he has. And they were talking about, yes, right here. Where is it? They went through my expenses with a fine-tooth comb. On cross-examination, her black feminist attorney asked me about my Breakfast Club interviews, upcoming lectures, Detroit, Newark, London, Cincinnati, not Turtleland, who pays for the flights, meals, etc. Where was the part about the donations? Where was the part about the donations? Because he spoke about the donations being looked at, like they were looking at the donations because he was raising money on PayPal and they're looking at that as factoring that into the child support. And I'm like, that is crazy. That's for a nonprofit. I don't know how the fuck that would work, but let's get into the details and when the hell he speaks about that.
Telling you, brothers, they don't care who you are, man. They will get your ass. And dude, nobody's going to tell on the woman. Now, if you had several businesses, your own brother will tell on you. See exhibit.
The funny thing about Coach Greg Adams is he talks about women being immature as they age and not maturing. And it's like, yeah, some people do just age. They don't actually mature. Like their face and the wrinkles mature, but their attitude, mentality, and behavior does not. Bro is like 50-something years old, still talking about where the college women at. Bro's talking about where the 19 and 20-year-olds at, and they're like,
don't fucking touch me.
So it's like some of these niggas, they don't get it either. They're still stuck on yesteryear shit, old activities, reminiscing of the past and the good old days, realizing life is leaving them behind. They still stuck on some young shit, being old as hell. It's like, I don't know, man. Some of y'all motherfuckers don't mature either. Y'all be trying to live Clavicular's life at 50. It's like, bro, what are y'all doing?
Get dude off the screen.
The rapper Exhibit. Because men want pussy, they will open their mouths. Loose lips sink chips. Women, on the other hand, men won't blow up a woman's spot. Well, you need to be supporting your kids, and you need to be taking care of them. So men ain't gonna blow up the spot. Women ain't gonna turn against her because why? Women ain't gonna turn against the system to protect your goofy ass. All right, so you're in this fight on your own. You out here trying to ask your viewers and watchers to try to turn this woman over. Now,
that's the part that is most relevant. This is what these motherfuckers do. You are in this battle, this child support battle, the battle with your two baby mothers alone because you chose those two baby mothers. They can be bitter, conniving, dusty, whatever you want to call them. It may be true, it may not be true. At the end of the day, we don't care. That's your problem, not ours. So I tell all these guys come in and complain. It's like, bro, figure it out, man. Stop complaining. Like, what are we supposed to do about that? You chose them. You spoke about you got to teach these kids what it looks like when older folks are making the decision to marry the black women in the community. Only 1 in 4 will marry because 25% of black women marry and the rest will not in the future, according to Dr. Umar. Because if that stat is a proponent of today, who says that is the future evaluation of women? Like they're deadlocked at 1 to 4 because that is what the stats say today. But nonetheless, he's saying that while participating in baby mama making, he didn't want to wife any of these women, but he made them mothers. So he's part of the problem, actively espousing different rhetoric, like he's going to raise these kids on some different shit while he's an embodiment of what we consider the dusty.
This is not how it works. You're on your own, guys. You need to figure out very relatively cleverly how to defend yourself against this, knowing that if your kids are minors, you better make sure that your fucking paperwork is straight. All right, but they're going to go through them cash apps or however you get donations, and you're going to call them donations. They're going to call that income.
This part, I'm like, how are they, where are the details pertaining to they're calling your donations income for your nonprofit school finesse? Well, I want to know how this works.
Straight. All right, but they're going to go through them cash apps or however you get donations, and you're going to call them donations. They're going to call that income. Okay. They're likely to call that shit income. And you're going to be like, well, these are donations. They don't count. They're untaxable. And you're going to start lying. And he says right here, he actually deleted this. No. He has this real quick. No. Okay. He has that. But that's what you're up against, gentlemen. Black queens forever. And guys, any race of woman, any woman that has a child here in America can do this to you. Any woman that has your child in America can do this. She don't even have to be.
And don't think you're escaping to Canada to avoid American laws, because Canadian laws are like pretty much parallel to any blue state. You're in California, your laws look pretty much the same as it looks out here. So you are not escaping that child support. That's a very real variable that folks need to pay attention to if you are just out here raw dogging women irresponsibly, and if you are fucking with the wrong women, because there are a bunch of vindictive, spiteful women that are really just going to run up your pockets as they want to live a nice life on your dime. That does happen. But the way these manosphere men sell this fear to the average Joe, like they got money to dig, they got gold to dig, and it's like, man, your chick probably make just as much as you, if not more. She ain't getting much from you, bruh. You're a regular dude. But let's continue this.
The fucking citizen of America to drag your ass in. She can have an anchor baby. So you can bring her here, not marry her, give her a kid. Boom. She dragging your ass in child support. And you're going to be like, well, she's not even a citizen, but she has a kid that is a citizen. They're not going to kick her out because they have a child here. They're not going to do that. Not even Donald Trump will do that. Okay, that's called anchor baby. All right, so you're not getting around it. Even if you ecclesiastically marry and you say, well, I never adopted the kids. Well, you acted as a father, you're fucking God, and you didn't marry her. You just married her ecclesiastically, but you start caring for her kids as yours, and you have kids by her. She taking your ass in. She can take your ass in.
And that is the worst case of child support, when folks pay child support for children that are technically not theirs. They're stepfathering it up for a period of time. They're the head of the household in the household that they share together with the kids that are not yours biologically, but you're taking care of them for said years. We've seen in child support court cases where women got child support from dudes that weren't biologically the father of the child. That is fucked up. That's devastating. And that is a mad L that folks need to hold, because if you're a man, please, man, that is agony.
Make your ass look goofy as a motherfucker. All right, but just judging from this, it sounds like he's just hoping that the women don't do this to him. And now that they're doing it, he's screaming, help, just like Tyrese. Help, let's go march. Men want to march when they're getting victimized by the laws. But before you get victimized, you be like, not my girl. All right, not her. She'll never do that to me until they taking your ass to court. And then niggas want to now march. Coach, what can we do about this? We need to meet at the courthouse.
Nah, that's that reactionary bullshit he was talking about. He was talking about we're not building, we're not doing anything out of love, but then he's putting out these long-ass paragraphs talking about the evil vegan, his baby mother, like we're supposed to do something about his baby mother and the court system after you get into these child support issues. You weren't talking about child support reform and all these issues prior to dealing with these issues. You were talking about school finesses and teaching these kids properly when you're not even able to be in your own kid's life due to child alienation from the evil vegan.
I got warrants, man. I can't go to the courthouse. Right? That's the main event. I got to move here.
I think a lot of this shit is crazy. I think people got to stop being victims for the public. Always some sort of, we're supposed to champion these causes because you're going through them. What about the people? What about the average everyday person when they're going through these problems? Nobody's championing their causes. All right, so we're gonna see how much this woman makes, because this is child support court.
Time for at least. Yes, ma'am.
The actual hearings. Let me see this. You see this? This is how it actually happens in court.
A copy of the alleged paper.
This is how it actually happens in court. They pull up the files. They pull up all your damn paperwork. They see how much you're actually paying these motherfuckers, how much you're getting paid, what your balances in these accounts. This is child support, medical support, total arrears, because you ain't escaping nothing. Weirdo. There's folks that think they're escaping the child support. You're gonna have to pay back child support on the years that you haven't paid if you think you're getting away with that. If you actually get, if you're the mother of your children files, like it gets ugly in these cases.
Pay record between you and Mr. Piazza. Is it okay if I look at this pay record?
Yes.
States Exhibit A is admitted into evidence.
Ms. Drake, has Mr. Piazza paid you any money for child support directly?
No.
Okay. Has your son gone to live with him for any?
Has Mr. Piazza paid you anything directly in child support? Transaction date, transaction amount, amount due, amount applied. Yikes. Woo! And you just see the balance going up and up and up and up as the dates go on further. Woo! Total arrears. Yikes.
Extended period of time since the last order?
No.
Does Mr. Piazza have any minor children?
No.
And as you can see, these are very small amounts. $25, $38, $225, like, and this is monthly. Wait, this is damn near the whole, what the? Yeah, this is 1 month.
And do
only.
you know
It's not that much.
when Mr. Piazza is set to be released from jail?
No, he got sentenced 9 years, so.
And the man is in prison. I chose the most random child support court case to witness and review, and this is the dusty life that they're living. Wow. But as you can see, they're gonna pull up. They pull up the records, man. They pull up the records. So I don't know if Umar is trying to frame himself as the victim, saying they're lying and they own multiple businesses, real estate, and they are just presenting something different. Because you can own a business and be an employee on said business and show your payout being way less than the revenue of the business, because the money goes back into the business, the paying of the employees, the operating of the business, the reinvesting in the business. The business money is the business money. It's not your money. It's not your take-home money. Your take-home money is your pay as an employee. So you can definitely show the actual books and show that you're making a lot less, but I don't believe that's what's going on, because he's saying she has multiple businesses and real estate and she has income, and it's like, yeah, I don't believe it, Umar. How are the lawyers and her just bold-faced lying at court and they're not reviewing any of these things or fine, like, I don't know, man. And all business, yeah, someone said all businesses aren't thriving. That's true. There could be, you can have multiple businesses that are just liabilities in the red every damn month. About to go under. Who the hell knows? But I do not believe that you can just go. I can't say that. I can't actually say that. People have lied in court. Do I believe Umar Johnson? No. He's constantly framing himself as the victim, and he keeps bringing these weird nicknames. Every time he tells a story, every character is nicknamed, and it's like, yeah, I get it. You don't want to dox folks, because that's what Coach Greg Adams accused him of in the last post. He said he doxed them. That's why he deleted it. But you can just refer to them as their actual role. He put sister-in-law at one point. There's nothing wrong with that. Your daughter, the mother of your daughter, that suffices. The evil vegan and all these creative names that he creates for these other folks, it's just theatrical. It's all performative. He knows the type of things and the catchphrases and the one-liners and the things to say to get clout, to have memeable moments. But what it ultimately does is it makes people take him a lot less serious as an educator and as a pro-black revolutionary, because what he did in that last video that we seen, that interview, he charges for these interviews. All these interviews, he does a lot of interviews with like smaller content creators, but it comes with a tab, it comes with a fee. It's business. No one's begrudging him for doing that. My whole point is he's able to lie to these small content creators because they're paying a little fee. They're getting Dr. Umar Johnson, who has a lot of clout and visibility on their platform. And what you see time and time again is folks not questioning this motherfucker. The podcast is called... Shit, wrong video. The podcast that we reacted to prior to reacting to Coach Greg Adams is called...
I couldn't afford that. We only had white folks. I don't think you should hate any.
So who gonna say it? And nobody said it. I said this earlier. Nobody said this. You just allowed him to spew bullshit, not checking him. He said that he will not go back to the Breakfast Club until the school is complete. And guess who is back on the Breakfast Club with the school incomplete? Charlemagne is one of those folks that sell the culture a lot of frauds, chest out. He didn't question him. He said, why are folks on your neck about the school? The school's there. Collecting dust, mold in the walls, never being inspected. His excuse for months upon months is, oh, the inspector doesn't like me. Personal grudge. So the school is not being inspected, as if there's one inspector in the entire America. Nobody else. Not even in Delaware, you can't have multiple inspectors if what he's saying is true, which is bullshit. They don't have a vendetta against him. They got to do what they got to do. It's their job. They got to inspect the school if they're going to inspect the school. What is he talking about? Folks just get up on air and just create characters and lie through their teeth. All right, chat. We have Akash Singh's issues to speak about. I want to get to that ASAP. Actually, I want to actually react to that tonight. I don't want to push that over into tomorrow nights. We still have Godfrey's episode to react to, but I shelved that episode. Sometimes you got episodes on deck and it's like, nah, we shelving that. We're gonna talk about that later because we have a bevy of other diaspora wars to cover that are actually more relevant and actually more significant than the Godfrey stuff, because Godfrey let a bunch of idiots say a bunch of shit on this platform, which he's been doing on that 54, what's it called, 154 Africa podcast. He's been letting a lot of these motherfuckers say a lot of dumb shit, but it is what it is. It's just a bunch of dumb comments. Well, we'll get into that and cook the comments. I don't think people should be so outraged over dumbass comments. I think you should look at dumbass comments and highlight them for what they are. They're dumbass comments, and kind of cook the people for making dumbass comments. But the diaspora wars is something we have to cover because a lot of stupidity going on out there. There's a lot of people getting in their feelings, and instead of making it a personal, singular problem, they're now trying to make it a whole war amongst different black groups. And I'm looking at what's going on the internet right now and in these YouTube spaces, and I'm like, these motherfuckers is ridiculous. Motherfuckers are ridiculous. Let me fix my grammar. All right, chat, we're going to wrap up this episode. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Make sure you join the members for the members IRLs, because we're starting the IRL soon, but the IRLs are going to start off. We're going to walk them. So we're going to slow walk the IRLs in the members only. After we have a bunch of comfortable IRLs, we're going to start doing them live, open for the public. But join the members chat. Channel's changing. As you can see, we got the Cash App the fuck out of there. PayPal only, chat. We are no longer doing the Cash App. We are making changes to the platform. Y'all might see more uploads and less live streams. So catch the live streams when you can, but we are not doing live streams every day. We'll probably have clips and videos, pre-records. It is what it is, man. The summer is it's not an indoor live stream thing. It's an outdoor IRL live stream type of wave in the summer. You gotta live a little bit. A lot of these people don't. A lot of these folks, I notice, they don't leave their motherfucking crib. It's like, yes, you gotta get money on the platform. You have to be up on these airways. You have to be on phone calls and emails. You have to be constantly sourcing information on this platform, especially if you're like a journalist. So some people are more serious journalists on this platform. But you got to do some real life living, because a lot of folks get caught up on internet narratives. A lot of these things live on the internet and only on the internet. You can't reference any anecdotal experience or any visual of any type of thing that go on sometimes on the internet. They speak about them like as if they live in abundance. And then you go out and you experience life and you live life, and you're not seeing any of these discussions, any of the outrage, any of the bullshit that be taking place on the internet. And it's like, sometimes folks need to touch grass, get outside a little bit and live. See folks doing some weird things just being on the internet too much, man. All right, man, we out. Yeah.